In this video, we're going to create our very first sprite. A sprite is simply an image. These images, or sprites, will provide most of the visuals for our games, and they give us the opportunity to make our game look like whatever we want. Now, there are many ways to create a resource within GameMaker. We can go to Resources and create Sprite. We can, as you see here, press Shift, Control and S. We can click the Sprite icon on the menu bar, which looks just like Pac-Man. Finally, we can right-click Sprites and select Create Sprite. These options all do the exact same thing, so use whichever you prefer. For now, I'm going to right-click Sprites and create my new sprite. Doing this automatically opens our Sprite Properties window, which contains all of our information for this new sprite. You'll be able to see there's information regarding collision checking, texture settings, and the sprite's origin. This is all for much more complex programs than we're creating today, so for now, start by naming your sprite in the name box. To help you stay organized, throughout your projects, it's a good idea to use proper naming conventions. For instance, I'm going to name this sprite Sprite _ hello. This will help when referencing resources in code, as we need to know what's a sprite, an object, or a sound, for instance. You can load in your own images by clicking Load Sprite and finding the right file, so if you want to create your own sprites by hand or take photographs, then this is how you can use them. Today, we're going to make our own, so for now, click Edit Sprite. You're now presented with the Sprite Editor window. This window is where we store all of our sprites for a single animation. So, if our game is running at 30 frames a second, as GameMaker does by default, and we wanted 1 second of animation, we would need 30 sprites here. We don't need that many for now, so we'll only need one single sprite for this program to work. To create a new sprite, we can either go to File, New, or we can simply create one with the paper icon for a new sprite. Doing either of these will bring up a window that allows us to change the width and height of our sprite in pixels. By default, GameMaker sets this to 32 by 32 pixels, so let's leave it at that for now. Hit OK and you'll see it's made our new sprite. Double click the checkered box to open the image editor so we can start to draw our sprite. The image editor works just like Paint or similar programs, and it allows us to draw anything we want. Currently our box is a little small to see what's going on, so we can zoom in by using the magnifying glasses or scrolling the mouse wheel if you have one. This doesn't add any more pixels, as you can see by the size information down at the bottom. It simply makes it easier to see what we're designing. On the left, there are a number of tools you can choose them. For instance, the pencil tool to draw freehand lines. The spray paint tool allows us to do the same, but we can control how soft the line appears with the hardness scale on the left. There are a number of shape tools where we can draw basic shapes, and the extra options allow us to choose between an outline, a solid shape, or a shape with an outline. There is also the fill tool, the eraser, and text tools. Over on the right, you can select new colours to add some more interest to your sprite, and if you make any mistakes, you can either press Ctrl Z or to undo, click the arrows on the top menu bar. Have a play and see what you can create with these tools. For now, I'm just going to make a simple circle. I can do this with the ellipse tool here in the middle, and to create a perfect circle, I hold down the Shift key and click and drag across my canvas. This will keep the proportions correct for me. Once you're finished with the design, click the green tick in the top left to save changes. You can now see the new image in our Sprite Editor window, and clicking the green tick again will save our changes and display the image in our Sprite Properties window as well. The last step is to click OK and save all of our changes to the sprite. And now we can see our design as an icon next to the sprite in the list. Be sure to save your project by going to File, Save, or clicking the Save menu on the top bar.